Hey guys, how you doing? It's Gavin here from Starfresh Personal Training, and today's video is going to be on good mornings versus Romanian deadlifts. So my drawing's getting better, aren't they? So basically, they're both good exercises, okay? But they're not. There's one is better than the other, in my opinion. And in a nutshell, the exercise is predominantly to work your glutes and hamstrings. And the problem with this exercise, even the Romanian deadlift as well, is that we generally are rubbish at using our hip as a hinge, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. We tend to bend from the lower back, which causes lots of stress, instead of engaging the hips and moving them backwards. And this, obviously when people start to load up the exercise to hit the hamstrings and glutes, they tend to hit the lower back, and between these two exercises is one I prefer to do more than the other one, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. So first of all, this is going to be a good morning, okay? So if you just bear with my drawing for a second, okay? When a good morning, you've got a weight in your back and you're bending over forward, okay? And the idea is to try and hit those hamstrings and glutes. And if you've got a weight on top of your shoulders and you start to bend forward, if your form isn't quite right, what's going to start to happen is, and you see it all the time, is that you're going to start, draw a picture of this, start to bend at your lower back, alright? Which then obviously this then starts to bend and the back sort of does this sort of thing, alright? So what's really bad about when you start bending your back going forward, puts lots of pressure on your lumbar spine. So even though you're trying to work these muscles here, which is the glutes and the hamstrings, you're actually getting lots of pain in your lower back. And you see people all the time go, I don't do this kind of exercise because they get a sore lower back. And that's why, because you're sort of not able to get that hip hinge going. I'm going to show this on the bar in a second. So you're not able to get that hip hinge properly. So therefore, you're getting lots of stress in your lower back. If you start loading up your upper back with this, and your lower back isn't strong enough to maintain the straight back, so yes, there's going to be some sort of, you need to have some sort of extension in your lower back, so these muscles need to be engaged to keep your back nice and flat. If your lower back isn't strong enough to do that, this weight on top of that is just going to, obviously that's forcing you to come down this way, and if this is weak, naturally your back will start to bend in the middle just because it's just not strong enough to hold, which is a real dangerous way to do it. If you get caught halfway through this and your back gives out, where do you think the weight on top of your neck is going to go? It's just going to fall straight forward and it's going to smash you in the back of the head, right? So it's not really a safe exercise, certainly if you're a beginner, all right? Also as well, with regard to this exercise, and for me, and if you know, I guess a more functional movement, think of one occasion in your life where you have to put a weight on your back and bend forward. I bet you can't think of any. I can't. And even when I got my little boy on my shoulders, I would never bend forward like that because it's just not right. But think of a position where you got something in your hands in front of you and you have to lean and bend forward. Could be lots of things. It could be in the garden. It could be lifting up kids, picking up shopping. There's lots of times where you have to keep a straight back and bend forward where the weight is in front of you, not on your back, alright? So just bear that in mind for a second. So for me as well, with my training, I like to use as many muscles as possible within an exercise to get the overall benefit. So, if you're looking for calorie burn, everything else, if you're using more muscles, you're going to get more calorie burn, you get more efficient workout. So that's just my sort of take on good morning. Good exercise, but if you're doing it wrong, you're going to get sore lower back. So the next one I'm going to look at is Romanian deadlift. So RDL stands for Romanian deadlift. Okay, so it's a very similar exercise apart from the weight transitions from your back of your body to the front of your body. And this is by far, I feel, the best exercise for you to do. I'm going to go through all the benefits in a second. So yes, you're going to be still trying to hit your hamstrings and your glutes as well, and you still need a hip hinge, okay? So if you can't hinge at the hip, probably shouldn't be doing these exercises in the first place. You need to learn to engage those hips, and I'll show you in a second. What's awesome about this exercise is that the weight is now in front of your body. If this gets too heavy, you can drop the weight. And what's going to happen if you drop the weight in front of you? Nothing. It's going to hit the floor. You can stand up again. It's fine. If you have the weight in your back and it gets too heavy and you're in the gym, and what are you going to do? You're just going to fall forward, as I said. It's quite dangerous to do that way. Not only that, with a Romanian deadlift, what you get is a really, you have a lots more carryover, using more muscles, and I'll explain that in a minute. So first of all, when you gripping the weight in your hand, you're using grip strength to hold the bar in front of you. What this is going to force you to do is going to engage the upper back a little bit. So if you've got a Romanian deadlift here, you kind of engage the back, but it's only engaged because of the position your arms are in. So there's no real tension there, you're just putting it back. When you've got a weight in front of you and you're holding it, you have to physically engage the upper back just by holding the weight. So you get a bit of a scapular retraction at the back, which is going to help strengthen those upper back muscles, which you don't really get with a good morning. So first of all, you're going to get upper back engagement, which is brilliant. Anybody with postural issues, and as I talked about before, you get weak lats and rhomboids and all those muscles, and they sort of lean forward. If you're using a Romanian deadlift, you're going to get an extra added bonus of keeping those shoulders up and back. First of all, then you can take this exercise, and it's really versatile. If you're struggling to get a hip hinge, you can take this to a wall. You can hold dumbbells on the wall, and as you bend back, which is a good way to sort of cue yourself, is you can touch the wall touch your ass to the wall, basically holding the dumbbells. If you've got a barbell on your back, you can't, because you're stuck in a massive squat rack, and you can't walk around with a barbell on your back. But you can take some dumbbells, they're portable, and obviously you can help cue yourself by popping your. So when you stand up straight, you can pop your bum back, touch the wall, you get roughly in the right position, which I'll show you in a second. Also, then, yes, you still got a little bit. If you're struggling with the technique itself, you still might get a bit of a pop up in your lower back, and like I said, it's something you need to work on. But it isn't going to be as dangerous as you having a weight on your back and trying to muscle it up that way. Therefore, you can use real light dumbbells. You can use no dumbbells at all if you want, just to get the technique going. And if you practice with no dumbbells in front of you, your arms in front, it carries over to then adding weight, and it's really safe that way. So, in a nutshell, okay, it's going to be safer to do this exercise if you're trying to hit the glutes and the hamstrings. It's going to be safer. You're going to get more carryover with more muscles. Like I said, you're going to get grip strength, upper back, lower back stability. You're going to get your glutes and your hamstrings, which if you're doing the other exercise, good mornings, you're not really going to get this. You're definitely not going to get this. And you're going to think, so like I said, there's going to be a few extra benefits for this exercise. Most of it's safety for me. And like I said, think about the exercise choice in the first place, right? Think of what you're trying to achieve, and use the best exercise to fit in there. So what I'm going to do in a second, I'm going to take you over to the bar, and I'm going to just talk both of them in a practical aspect and show you exactly what I mean. So I'm here, barbell on my back, alright? Bit of room. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you through this, okay? So essentially good morning is this. Think of it using your glutes and hamstrings. You got the weight on the back of your shoulders, which for some people can be a bit awkward if you've got bad shoulders, and you're sticking your bum out in the back of the room, coming forward, back is nice and flat, and lifting up. So again, you need to engage your shoulders, take the hips back, and you're going to feel stretch in the back of the legs and glutes. So when you come forward, this hip hinge is really important, okay? So as you can see, I'm hinging at the hips there, and as I move forward, I want to squeeze my glutes forward, not extend my back as you'd fall over anyway. But what tends to happen is when you start to load up this exercise on your back, this starts to happen. You can see my lower back is bending. And when you start doing this, there's no glute activation, it's your lower back that's going to start playing up a little bit. So if somebody in the gym, you try and do this, you're not used to it, it gets a little bit heavy. If this gets too heavy and you can't get back up, it's going to fall off and crack you in the back of the head. So that's really important, okay? So you need to think about this when you're doing it. It's not really good for loading up, so the stronger you get, the idea is to load up more weight to do more. Really hard to do this exercise because it's going to, if you do it wrong, or if you have one bad rep, it's going to really hurt you. Also, you got a lot of pressure on the lower back by bending forward, and it's going to hurt you. But what you can do, hold the weight bar in front of you. Okay. This is, we do everything in front of us. We, don't very rarely have things on the back of our shoulders. So hold the bar in front of you, squeeze your shoulder blades back, and you can still stick your bum to the back of the room. You're still going to engage that lower back and the upper back. So when you come forward, so I got my shoulders forward, gauge them back in, keep the upper back nice and strong, keep the lower back nice and strong with a little bit of an arch, and you come forward. Then you still get the squeeze in the back of the hamstrings and the glutes. Come back up, squeeze it forward. Do a couple more, squeeze it forward, lower back is engaged, upper back is engaged, grip is working, and it's a lot safer, because if I get to a point where this is too heavy, I can just drop it on the floor. Really, really easy without any stress. But it's on the back of my back, I can't do that. Really bad, okay? So when you're looking at these exercises, you got to think, which is the safest one, which is going to allow you to train for longer, and if something happened, what is going to be the safest one for you? I've dropped a barbell on my face, okay, doing bench press, and it really, really hurts. You see people on Facebook and all that sort of thing, dropping weights and doing silly things, and fitness fails, all really, really funny. But if it happens to you, it isn't that funny. So what I'm going to show you now is that what I said is more portable. I'm going to try and set this up to show you in such a way that I can use a wall to stick my bum against just to get a proper form. So with this exercise, really, really cool, okay, a bit more portable. I'm going to use a kettlebell, I'm going to show you in a minute. So when you start off, okay, if you stand against the wall and your back is flat, and you try and bend forward, the only way you're going to bend forward is from your lower back, okay? Your hips don't engage, don't work. And this is what you've got to think of. So what I'm going to do is take a little step forward, just half a step. And what we're going to do is bend your body forward, and the hips hinge in the middle. So when you come forward, you want to try and get your bum to touch the wall. That's a little bit far away, come a little bit closer. And as you come forward again, your bum will touch the wall nicely. So my back is nice and flat, my hamstrings have now got a stretch from the back, and I can lift forward. If I bend the lower back, my bum doesn't come anywhere near the wall, right? So what you've got to think of is, take your hips back, keep your back nice and flat, and your bum should touch the wall, alright? That is your hip hinge. That's what you need to get before you do either of these exercises. Now, you can use a kettlebell, because obviously it's a lot safer than the barbell, or a dumbbell, or two dumbbells, or plates, whatever it is. So now you come down, pick up the weight off the floor, and then you're going to lift it straight up. So as you come down, the weight comes down, engage your shoulders, stick your bum out, bang, touches the wall, come back up. So this is what you can do when you're learning this exercise. It's portable, you can take it anywhere. If you've got a barbell on your back, you can't do this. Come forward, touch the wall, come back up. And every time you're going to feel it, as soon as your backside touches that wall, you're going to feel a stretch in your hamstrings. You shouldn't feel over pull in your lower back. It should all be in your hamstrings and glutes. So when you come up, you can squeeze your glutes at the top of the exercise, take your back down, feel a stretch, bring it up, squeeze, and that is the exercise. I'll take you over here. So that's pretty much my take on it, okay? Romanian deadlift versus good mornings. Both will take you through and work the hamstrings and glutes. That's really important. That's what you got to think on. Romanian deadlift, by far the better exercise, because you get added benefits of extra muscles working, grip, upper back gets engaged. It's safer for a start. It's not, if you drop the weight or it gets too heavy, it's not going to smack you in the back of the head. It's portable. You can take it to a wall. You can take it to a part of the gym where you can practice this exercise, which is the most important thing. With a barbell, you're stuck in the rack, alright? And a barbell on your shoulders is quite awkward anyway, certainly for that kind of exercise, because you've got to get your shoulders into funny position. Then you've got to think, lots of things to think about. The weight's in front of you, it's more functional. This is what you do every single day. You lift things in front of you, you don't lift things behind you. That's my take on it. I'd love to hear your comments, guys. Drop them below, but in my opinion, I would never give anybody a good morning. I think the Romanian deadlift is by far the best solution. And if you're trying to work your hamstrings and glutes, it's a great exercise with minimal damage, minimum chance of injury, and by far it's a thumbs up for me. So Guys, like the comment, subscribe up below if you think this video is useful. Love to hear your feedback. I know there's going to be two camps of people, so it's always good to have discussions going about this sort of thing. But like I said, guys, start fresh. Don't make a change today. How will tomorrow be any different? See you later.